Andrew, how does Moto Insight improve the whole car buying process?
Well, when you think about consumers today and how they shop in practically every other industry, from coffee to books to clothes, right? It's a seamless online and in-store interaction, powered by e-commerce and technology. And when it comes to buying a car, though, if you've gone through that process yourself, it's the opposite of that. A lot of people have a lot of frustrations with the car buying experience. And so really what we're doing is we're helping deliver the best-in-class customer experiences that consumers have come to expect in practically every other industry, and delivering that in the automotive space.
I mean, you're helping the dealership side improve their workflow. How does it work end to end?
Yeah, so, but the buying a car is actually a really time-consuming process, both for the consumer and for the dealer. There's, tons of paper and back and forth negotiations, and so it's not a really clean workflow. So what Moto Insight does is actually streamlines the experience, making it easier for the customer as well as the dealer. Most customers, the car buying experience is far more complex and time-consuming than they want. And what we do is we help them save time as well as the dealer save time.
Is there a role for you to play longer term in the financing process of a car as well? Because that's where people have all sorts of grief buying cars, is financing the vehicle, whether it's a lease or a purchase, and just making clarity of that is often a challenge for consumers.
Yeah, for sure. Really what we're trying to do with Moto Commerce is deliver both transparency as well as convenience. And when you think about the car buying process, there's a lot of different components of it. There's trade-in, credit applications, warranties, accessories, calculation of payments and whatnot. And Moto Commerce really takes every element of that and streamlines the process. So we're eliminating things like, if you want to finance a car, oftentimes a car dealership might PDF a credit application and send it to you, and you might fax it back to them.
Right.
We're eliminating all of that.
Now, one of the interesting things about your story is you started Unhaggle and built some software to serve a certain market, and then you were able to completely repurpose that software and commercialize it with Moto Insights. How did that work?
For sure, yeah. So when we started the company, it was off of an idea of how can we make the car buying process easier? I was going through the car buying process myself, and for someone that grew up on the internet, it made absolutely no sense.
Right.
And that was the idea for Unhaggle. We wanted to unhaggle the car buying experience. And so we started building marketplaces that connected consumers, car buyers, and dealerships. But where we saw real opportunity was we're delivering these moments of customer delight on Unhaggle. And that technology that we use to facilitate that transaction, we realized had tremendous application to enable automakers and dealerships to deliver their own phenomenal customer experiences. And that's really where we evolved as a business. And today, we're spending most of our time with automakers and dealerships so that they can deliver next generation omni-channel retail experiences.
When you talk about the marketplaces that you've built, you're collecting vast amounts of data and sourcing vast amounts of data to input to those marketplaces. What role does artificial intelligence have to play in your product roadmap?
For sure, buying a car is probably one of the most complex transactions that you can make. And there's a lot of decisions that go into that process, from the type of car that you should buy to how you should pay for it, through to what are the right warranties and accessories and associated products to bolt on to that vehicle. And so there's a litany of decisions that go into it that often overload consumers. One of the things that we try to accomplish with Moto Commerce and streamlining the retail experience is actually using data to recommend the right products for the right consumers. So if you're buying this car and your driving habits are this, right? And you have kids and pets. Well, these are the associated warranties and products that make sense for you, as opposed to browsing through a endless catalog.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. When you think about the roadmap then for where machine intelligence will come into decisions, what's the first application that you think you can bring to market?
Yeah, I think probably two elements that come to mind. One is based on your lifestyle, and your needs, recommending the right car.
Recommendation engine.
Recommending the right car, as well as really complex things like how to finance your vehicle, whether you should finance or lease, should you get the extended warranty or not. All of these elements, based on data, we can recommend the right solution for the right customer.
As a dealer, what would I expect my ROI to be in working with Moto Insights? What kind of cost savings do I realize, or efficiencies?
Yeah, I think there's really two elements to it. One, customers have come to expect a certain level of experience when they buy anything these days. And so, dealers, the first element and benefit that they can get is really differentiating the way they serve customers, allowing them to shop the way they want, how they want, whenever they want. And so, particularly in the auto space where, buying a car is not known to be a fun experience, if you're able to rise above that and deliver customer delight, certainly it's a differentiated
It's a huge differentiation.
element. And the other element, really is being able to save time and friction in the purchase process inside of the dealership. Every piece of paper that needs to move through your dealership, every manual signature, every scanned document is wasted time.